Hi everyone! Let's take a look at the uber popular game Among Us to see if it's really okay for your kids to play. There are lots of young kids who do play this game, but there are some real risks that you should be aware of. Keep watching to learn what settings to use to keep your kids safe if you are going to let them play this game. If you're new here at OK for Kids, I review various aspects of these video games, including cost, violence, profanity, and sex, to see if they're okay for your kids. Among Us shot to popularity during the pandemic as a fun multiplayer game to stay in touch while everyone was stuck at home. Although its popularity has faded a bit, a new hide-and-seek update late last year has this game coming back around as a favorite for players of all ages. In the game, you're assigned the role of either crewmate or imposter. The imposter's goal is to kill the crewmates without being found out. In the hide-and-seek mode, the imposter is just on a killing spree to get all the crewmates at once. Where in the standard version, after every kill, there's a vote to see who everyone thinks is the imposter. If the imposter can successfully hide his or her identity, they win. If the crewmates uncover the imposter, they win. Let's get into the ratings, starting with violence. When the imposter catches a crewmate, they're killed. Now, I was reading a description of these deaths in Among Us in an article, and it said, quote, "You're repeatedly stabbed in the back with a knife, have their necks broken by the imposter, are shot, stabbed through the eye with the imposter's pointed tongue, or are burned with a jet of fire." Now that sounds truly horrific, but look at the actual visuals here. I mean, they're comical. This game is violent in the way that Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner are violent. Yes, falling off a cliff or getting blown up by a missile or a brick of dynamite are violent, but they're portrayed in a way that's just silly. So I feel like this has to get a low rating. Next, let's move on to cost. This game is free with ads on mobile devices, or you can pay $5 to play with no ads on a PC. Now that sounds pretty good. But you should be aware that cosmetics are a pretty big thing in this game. The basic Among Us figure is very simple and comes in a variety of solid colors. But if you're willing to pay, you can get all sorts of variations on your figure, which gives you literally no advantage in the game. This is also a game with quite a bit of merch, so you have that cost to consider as well. Given all these extra costs, I'll set this between a low and a medium. The next category is language. This is where things get really tricky. There are two topics to cover here: chats and lying. Let's start with chats. Well, first, let's back up a bit and talk about the game types. Among Us is multiplayer by definition, but you can either play a private game with just your friends, or you can join a random game with strangers. Then, there's a free chat, meaning you can type whatever you want, which does have an optional profanity filter and the ability to report people. When people use this free chat in public games, it's proven to be extremely problematic. This is where you get the news stories about child predators and all of that. Now, that doesn't happen all the time, of course. I played in this mode for a while and I didn't actually see anything wildly inappropriate. And also, if you're listed as being under the age of 13 in the game, you don't get to use free chat. You only have quick chat. Now, quick chat is basically like those predefined responses on your phone that never quite say what you want to say. So the risks in quick chat are way lower because no one can say anything inappropriate. But the problem with quick chat is that it's really hard to plead your case and convince people you aren't the imposter when you're limited to those options. Now, if I remember the history of this correctly, when the game came out, it was just free chat. Then all the inappropriate folks ruined it, so then they turned and went to just quick chat. And people didn't like that either, so now we have both options. But it's still not ideal. So my kids actually use a third option. They get in a private game together. Since they're kids, they only have quick chat, but they just ignore the chat completely and use Discord to talk to each other on a voice channel. So that's another option. Now let's also hit on the second language-related topic in this game, and that's the lying. The entire premise of this game is to be a convincing liar, to do something bad, in this case, kill a crewmate, and then swear you didn't do it. Now, there are definitely some parents out there that don't want their kids to learn to excel at this particular skill. This may be a big deal for you or not at all, so that's up to you. So to sum up all of this, there are some risks with language, but also some viable alternatives, so I'm going to put this at a medium. The sex rating is related to the language rating. If you do have that free chat turned on, you may get sexually explicit messages. But since 13-year-olds shouldn't even have that chat feature, I'm going to set this to low. Finally, let's wrap up with the annoying rating. There are things I like about this game and things that annoy me. The big thing that annoys me are all the YouTube videos of families playing Among Us in real life. I don't know why they bug me so much, but they really do. On the other hand, I've been loving watching the videos of people playing the cool Among Us mods. We've never played the mods, but they look like a lot of fun. I think the only real annoying thing of having your kids play the game is them getting upset when they keep getting voted out. Sometimes kids can gang up on someone and then it's really no fun for that person. But overall, I'll set the annoying rating to low. Okay, we've made it through all the ratings. Now the ESRB for this game is 10 and up. I'm assuming that they're saying that with the understanding that a 10-year-old wouldn't be able to access the free chat. I don't know when ESRB rated the game, but if they did that when there was only free chat, then I definitely disagree. But with quick chat, I think it is about right. I'll say that with quick chat, this game is okay for kids 9 and up. And again, my recommendation for the best balance of fun and safety is to only play private games with friends and to use some sort of voice service like Discord. Also, I think hide and seek and the regular version are equal in terms of being appropriate for kids, although my kid says he likes hide and seek better. So what do you guys think? Do you let your kids play Among Us? And do you think it's safe? Let me know in the comments. That's all I have for today. Don't forget to subscribe to see more reviews of what games, shows, and more are okay for your kids. See you next time.